Hello everyone, Deb Floros, guest designer for Beadaholique. I'm going to make a peace and protection necklace, and I'm going to start with using some beautiful star-cut rose quartz gemstone beads from Dakota Stones and some fire polish beads in a very neutral matte. I'm also, for a pop of color, going to add these 15-0 seed beads in a milky hot pink by Toho. And I think the rose quartz here is a little muted, so that pop of color is really going to help. I'm going to use some 1.9 millimeter cable chain, and I've got some charms. So I've got some doves, a Ganesha charm, a peace symbol, and all of those things are going to make a really lovely necklace. I've got some 19 strand beading wire, and I'm just going to string on a very simple pattern of one of my gemstones, 2 seed beads, the fire polish bead, 2 seed beads, and another gemstone. And we're just going to continue that pattern to get a fairly short necklace. So this is going to be about 16 inches. And I'm just going to string just that easy pattern, and you can see that pop of pink really brings out this necklace and makes it come alive. I love the gemstones, I love the fire polish, but that pop of color is really adding something. So once I get my necklace just about right, I test to check the length and then add a few more beads in this case, and then I'm checking to make sure that I'm ending off my pattern on the larger bead. You can end on a smaller bead if you prefer, but I want to make sure I can get my wire back through that large bead. So I'm putting on some bead stoppers so that my beads don't fly everywhere while I get ready to put on my clasp. And I've got a really beautiful toggle clasp in an organic shape. So I'm cutting the wire off of the spool, and then I'm checking for my center point. You could do this dangle that we're going to create right from that center point and not put it onto the toggle. We're actually going to put our toggle at the focal of our necklace, and we're going to dangle some chain right from the toggle. But you could certainly do it the other way around if you prefer. So I'm just checking how this is going to look, planning out the charms I'm going to attach to the chain. So those beautiful charms are going to be suspended on that chain that's going to dangle down from the front of the necklace and from that toggle. So I've got a couple of crimps and I've got some French wire. And I like to use French wire to put onto the ends of my stringing wire. Just adds a little bit of heft and makes the piece look a touch more finished. You can use wire guardians or not use anything at all. It's your personal preference. So I'm just going to get my toggle attached and do some crimping to make sure that I've got my toggle on securely. And I always make sure that my piece, after I check the slack, is wound around so that you don't crimp in a straight line. So here I've got my place for adding the chain and charms, and I am using a 4 millimeter jump ring to attach the chain onto the toggle. But I found that this chain is so tiny that you really can't use a 4 millimeter jump ring to attach the charms. You could use a larger chain, or you can create your own jump rings, which I did with some Beadalon memory wire finishing pliers. And I wrapped around some wire just to give me enough of the jump rings that I need to attach my charms. And then I attach my charms. Now, this is all about personal preference and how you would like to space those charms. I was spacing them out fairly far apart, with a few chain links in between each. But I found that I really didn't like that length of space, but I did try out putting all of them on that way just to see how it would look. But you can decide how you want to space yours out and how you want this piece to look, how far you want that dangle of charms to be in the front of your necklace. Once you've got your chain piece to the proper length, I just dangled the very last charm from the end after I cut my chain. This chain does not have links that you can open and close, so you will need to cut it. Now I've got all of my charms on. I love how it looks, but I did decide to move my charms closer together, and that's the end result. I loved making this peace and protection necklace. It's so lovely. You can find everything to make this fun piece at beadaholique.com. I hope you'll give it a try, and thanks for watching.